Hi everybody, good morning. It's Friday. I just wanted to give you a little feedback on your Neverland Virtual Reality IMCE project, which I don't know if you remember at this point, but it stands for the Integrated Marketing Campaign Event. So I finally got a chance to look at those, and I apologize that it took me a little while. I was trying to get everything set over here so I knew exactly how I wanted to handle it. We've got some awesome things going on, and we've also got some things that probably need a little bit of work. So one of the first things I want to make sure that you understand is that I definitely realize that there are extenuating circumstances with this project. With our normal project time, we get a chance to work together. You can help each other. If you're not moving down the right path, I can kind of guide you back to another direction. And I do understand that you've never really done anything like this before. But that being said, we do have some really awesome projects in total, and we also had some really great different sections that were inside of each of your projects. So what I wanted to share with you today, I want to share with you how I did the grading for this, and also to make sure we can clear up a couple different things. We have, as always, a couple group projects that students' names were not included, and I'm sure it's just an oversight. So by the time you see this, you're going to be able to see your grade in the grade book. And I just have 4 different slides that I want to go over with you so you understand exactly what's happening with these different things. I'm still hoping that we're going to get a chance to work with Lynn from Neverland VR, but I'm sure they've got a lot on their plate at this time as well. So right now that's currently up in the air. So let's actually get started with a couple issues that we had. So the first thing you want to do is check your grade book and see what grade you have for this event. Some of you will not have a grade. You're going to notice that it's not a 0, but you don't have a grade. And that's because your name was not included on the project that was submitted. So if that was just an oversight, I just need you or a group member to send me a note, and I'll make sure that I go back in and I fix that. One of the other things that we have, and students reach out to me individually to let me know this on both sides of it, is that we did have some groups where only one teammate did the entire project. Now that's really not what we wanted to see happen, but given the circumstances, I think that there were a couple different things going on. I think that some students probably were worried that other people weren't going to do things. And I also think that maybe some other people didn't step up due to the really strange circumstances. So if that's the case, then what's going to happen is the student that did all the work will receive the grade, and the rest of the group members are just going to be exempt. We're just going to move forward from this and get our other grades in. Remember that exempt does not damage your grade at all. It has no impact whatsoever. And we will get to the grade explanation in a little bit. So moving on from that, in our overall project, we had some ups and we had some downs. So let's start with a positive. So one of the first things that everybody did a fantastic job was on your SMART goals. So overall, your SMART goals were pretty good in general. We had a couple groups that still kind of weren't getting the fact that we needed a date and time, and we also needed an actual number that we would be able to measure. But overall, you're really doing amazing on your SMART goals. So one of the second things we want to take a look at that was not so amazing was our company and event descriptions. They were mostly incorrect on nearly all projects. We only had about 2 or 3 groups that actually did that correct. So what that is, you would have told us what Neverland Virtual Reality actually is and what their high school night promotion is all about. A lot of you gave us kind of like an executive summary of everything that was happening, and that's not really the point of what we had going on there. So let's move back over to something that you guys did amazing. So on your target market, you sort of did a target persona, and you did fantastic on that. I think nearly all groups absolutely knocked that out of the park. So I feel like we're really getting that concept of the target market, which is going to be huge for any kind of marketing and promotion that you're going to do. And then we'll end with an area that could use some improvement. There was a lot of confusion on the schedule of events. So a schedule of events literally is going to look like a calendar on when you're going to roll these different things out. When are you going to post something? When are you going to post the the posters at the high schools? When are you going to run the events at the high schools? How are you going to do all those things? We did have some groups that got it right, but we had quite a few groups that didn't really get that topic. At the bottom, you're going to see that we had a couple groups that did score 100%, and I want to include one of those as a sample for you. So you're going to see an amazing sample in this message from Anshi, Tommy, Grace, and Hannah. They did a fantastic job on their project. Moving on to the next thing. So when I was grading your projects, we basically had about 4 different categories that everybody fell within. We had a few that were really amazing, and I'm actually just doubly impressed with that because you did amazing completely on your own with no help from the teacher. So congratulations to you. If you have an amazing job, then you're going to have a 100% on this project, and you're going to end up with a 90 out of 90 in the gradebook. Then we also had some that were decent. So in our decent area, we had 9 sections that we were looking at. And in our decent area, what we really ended up with were probably about 6 of those sections done correctly, and 3 of them or more not done correctly. So if you have a decent job, you got a 90% on this project, and that's going to show up in the gradebook as an 81 out of 90. And then we did have some that ended up in the needs work category. If you're in the needs work category, out of your 9 sections that you worked on, nearly every single thing needed some type of improvement or really was significantly off from what we were looking for. I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt on this section because you always do an amazing job in class. You're fantastic students, and this really was an unusual circumstance. So you're going to end up with an 86%. In the gradebook, that's going to show up as a 77 out of 90. And then we also have a last category of exempt, and I think there are 2 different things going on there. So one of the first things is that your name may not have been included on your group project. There are 2 groups in particular that I sent a message to because I believe they were missing group names. And I'm really sorry, you guys, I did write those down, but I left that at school and I don't remember what it was. And then we also have a second category of exempt. I have about 2 different groups where only one or part of the group did all of the work and their name was mentioned. So if you're in a group that only one person did the work, then in this random situation, you are going to be exempt. You do not have a 0. I understand you didn't know where to turn or what to do, but we want to make sure that that doesn't really happen again. So I just want to leave you with one last thing. When you take a look at those grades, if you have any questions, if you would like to see personal notes on your project, I would be happy to share those with you. I do have those for each of your projects. If there's any mistake, please make sure that you let me know. And of course, you can always reach me by Schoology Messenger. You can send me an email and I'll make sure that I get back to you. And what I just want to leave you with is I think that in the face of adversity, I think you did a really great job. It also really warms my heart because I can see that as we're ending this 3rd marking period, how much you've grown and how much you've learned related to marketing and promotion, which is really cool. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and thank you for enduring this first week of online school. I hope you guys are finding a way to navigate this whole new normal, and if you ever need me, feel free to reach out and I would be happy to chat with you. We've got a couple things coming up next week, a few Zoom sessions, which are not mandatory, but I really hope I could see your smiling faces. So have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you guys soon.